Hello, welcome back to Creative Brain Organized Life. This is Tina and we've got mail. So I received a package from Anna Griffin. Let's go ahead and open it. It must be an auto ship because I didn't remember that it was coming, which is always fun. Anna Griffin ribbon border 12-inch cut and emboss folders. So I got an auto ship. This must be the January shipment. And I was excited about these. This is a new product that she had. And you get a savings if you subscribe and do the auto ships. And then they automatically come, which is fun. I think there's 4 of them, so quarterly. And here they are. Let's see what this says. Ribbon border, cut and emboss. So I got them specifically for scrapbooking, but now I see the samples have them for cards also, which is really great. I love seeing that. But you could use this same exact design in your scrapbooks or your mini scrapbook. That's pretty. And then it shows, so we get 3. So this is the one I was looking at. Whoa, that's so pretty. Rose ribbon border. So I see there is a little bit of glue. That's how they glue the die into the folder, I guess. And so if you don't know, she recommends putting some wax paper in here first, just to protect your paper, and then I think it releases from here easier. So it's going to cut and emboss. So I thought this would be a shortcut for scrapbooking or card making, because all you have to do is run it through your machine once and it will cut the shape and emboss the image. But for scrapbook, I probably would do it at least 2 or 4 times to get around the page. 2 to 4 times. This one says tufted button border. Oh, fun. And then that's just a square cutout. I guess it turns into a rectangle though because it's really long. See, I see a lot of stickiness there. So we'll make sure and use the wax paper. This one is called lace ribbon border. So that's pretty. And it has like a design running through the middle and then the lacy edges. And that also is the rectangular one. So there's 2 that have like a rectangular cut with the really detailed embossing. And then this one has a designed cut with the embossing. So I can think of lots of things to do with these, and I'm hoping it will make things faster and easier. So I'll go ahead and cut out a few things and then come back and show you. Okay, so I made a few cuts with the embossing folders. And I'll show you what I have. So I didn't have my 12-inch shiny paper out, so I used a shorter piece, and I thought that would be a good example. And that's the leftover paper you can do something with. So you don't have to have one the whole length, so just thought I would show you. There, just stuck a little bit, so now we're gonna take the wax paper off. And there we go. That's so pretty. So if you do have a long one, it's nice because it has a really nice sort of edge to it at the end. But if you're just using this in a card anyway, like a 5x7 card, let's see if I have one. So here's an example of a card I was working on. So you see, you'd be cutting this part off anyway, or cutting it there. So it looks like if you did run the whole length and you cut it in half, then you would have two to put on your cards. But it could be a side border or in the middle under a bunch of embellishments, and then you can build off of that. But in the scrapbook, this is going to be really great. So it does the full embossing. Love it. So that one was the lace ribbon. And look at the wax paper, is even kind of pretty, although there's some holes in it. And this one is the ribbon border, rose ribbon border. Let's see. So this is how this one came out. So I don't know. You could probably shore up this edge, and you could use that in a scrapbook or a card. It looks kind of like wavy ocean waves or something. But I'm pleased with how easy they're coming out. They're not getting stuck in there. So the wax paper helps with getting it out of there too, because sometimes I'm having to dig and pull. So that's another good reason to use the wax paper, even if it's not the full sheet, maybe just on one end to help pull it out. Oops, I think we had some sticking there. So this is a very detailed flower. So I might want to use my little brush. Let's see. Okay, so that's the trick. So if you're pulling it off, don't do what I was doing at the beginning, which is pulling straight like that. What you want to do is sort of pull down at an angle. See how much better that came out there. But you could take your little brush that we have. We're cleaning our embossing mats and stuff, and just wipe it there. So that's not wax paper. That's actually where the paper kind of went through. So I like it. If you don't like it, you can adjust your pressure maybe. And oops, there's some on the edge. But I like the whiteness that's coming through from the paper sort of breaking, because it brings out the design of the roses. So I don't mind that. I think that's kind of pretty. And if you want, you could take a sanding block and go over this, distress it even a little bit more, make it look very intentional. The other thing you can do is you can spray water on your paper before you put it through the embossing machine, and then it has a little bit more give and less tendency to tear, and more molding will happen. So I might try that on the next one. So I would just, put my paper in there, spray it, put the wax paper over it, and then run it through the machine like that and see if that comes out differently. But this is a gorgeous edge, and I could see using this on all kinds of things. Paper crafting, home decor, scrapbooking, cards, all of that. So I'm really happy with that one. And look at how pretty these are together even. So, you can get into layering. That's so pretty. Okay, so the last one is tufted button border. And let's get the wax paper. The wax paper on this one looks so pretty. It really got embossed. So I don't think that stuck to anything. Yep, so that came out really clean. But yeah, it kind of looks like jewelry, doesn't it? Looks like a bracelet. So, you could use this for napkin rings, putting around a wine bottle, you know, gifting, all kinds of things. But it does look really pretty. Layering it with that. You know, putting those together. Maybe that way. Anyway, so there are my three ribbon border cut and emboss folders, and I'm so excited to use them and would love to see what you're making. All right, enjoy, happy crafting.